Welcome. Today we will deal with the wisdom of the famous philosopher and thinker Socrates. Socrates lived in Athens, Greece in the 5th century BC, during the time of Attic democracy. He was known for his critical questions about ethics, morality, and the nature of virtue, but this made him enemies among the political leaders of Athens. He was finally executed by them with poison. Let's enjoy the wisdom of one of the most important and influential thinkers of all time. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. The unexamined life is not worth living. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. There is only one good knowledge and one evil ignorance. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. Be slow to fall into friendship, but when you are in, continue firm and constant. If you don't get what you want, you suffer. If you get what you don't want, you suffer. Even when you get exactly what you want, you still suffer because you can't hold on to it forever. Your mind is your predicament. It wants to be free of change, free of pain, free of the obligations of life and death. But change is law, and no amount of pretending will alter that reality. The children now love luxury. They have bad manners, contempt for authority. They show disrespect for elders, and love chatter in place of exercise. Children are now tyrants, not the servants of their households. They no longer rise when elders enter the room. They contradict their parents, chatter before company, gobble up dainties at the table, cross their legs, and tyrannize their teachers. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Know thyself. Let him who would move the world first move himself. Contentment is natural wealth. Luxury is artificial poverty. Death may be the greatest of all human blessings. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall come easily by what others have labored hard for. The hour of departure has arrived, and we go our separate ways, I to die, and you to live. Which of these two is better only God knows. The only good is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance. Do not do to others what angers you if done to you by others. I am not an Athenian or a Greek, but a citizen of the world. Every action has its pleasures and its price. Prefer knowledge to wealth, for the one is transitory, the other perpetual. I examined the poets, and I look on them as people whose talent overawes both themselves and others, people who present themselves as wise men, and are taken as such, when they are nothing of the sort. We cannot live better than in seeking to become better. An honest man is always a child. The hottest love has the coldest end. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. I know nothing except the fact of my ignorance. The beginning of wisdom is a definition of terms. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear. The shortest and surest way to live with honor in the world is to be in reality what we would appear to be. And if we observe, we shall find that all human virtues increase and strengthen themselves by the practice of them. I was really too honest a man to be a politician and live. Once made equal to man, woman becomes his superior. Our prayers should be for blessings in general, for God knows best what is good for us. Remember that there is nothing stable in human affairs, therefore avoid undue elation in prosperity or undue depression in adversity. The end of life is to be like God, and the soul following God will be like him. Fame is the perfume of heroic deeds. I decided that it was not wisdom that enabled poets to write their poetry, but a kind of instinct or inspiration, such as you find in seers and prophets who deliver all their sublime messages without knowing in the least what they mean. Be as you wish to seem. He is richest who is content with the least. for content is the wealth of nature. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Wisdom begins in wonder. To move the world, we must first move ourselves. Understanding a question is half an answer. Give me beauty in the inward soul. May the outward and the inward man be at one. Nature has given us 2 ears, 2 eyes, and but 1 tongue, to the end that we should hear and see more than we speak. A system of morality which is based on relative emotional values is a mere illusion, a thoroughly vulgar conception which has nothing sound in it and nothing true. The value of a man resides in what he gives, and not in what he is capable of receiving. If all our misfortunes were laid in one common heap, whence everyone must take an equal portion, most people would be contented to take their own, and depart. The nearest way to glory is to strive to be what you wish to be thought to be. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall come easily by what others have labored hard for. If a man is proud of his wealth, he should not be praised until it is known how he employs it. From the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. Regard your good name as the richest jewel you can possibly be possessed of, for credit is like fire. When once you have kindled it, you may easily preserve it, but if you once extinguish it, you will find it an arduous task to rekindle it again. The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear. Think not those faithful who praise all thy words and actions, but those who kindly reprove thy faults. By all means marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. Be nicer than necessary to everyone you meet. Everyone is fighting some kind of battle. The greatest blessing granted to mankind come by way of madness, which is a divine gift. Smart people learn from everything and everyone, average people from their experiences. Stupid people already have all the answers. The only enemy which stands between the talent you possess and success you achieve is a lack of action. Life contains but 2 tragedies. One is not to get your heart's desire. The other is to get it. To fear death, my friends, is only to think ourselves wise without being wise. For it is to think that we know what we do not know. Living well and beautifully and justly are all one thing. Call no man unhappy until he is married. It's not living that matters, but living rightly. Nothing ever exists entirely alone. Everything is in relation to everything else. All men's souls are immortal, but the souls of the righteous are immortal and divine. Those who are hardest to love need it the most. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. Beauty is a short-lived tyranny. Be as you wish to seem. Worthless people live only to eat and drink. People of worth eat and drink only to live. Wisdom begins in wonder. The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear. He is a man of courage who does not run away, but remains at his post and fights against the enemy. No evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. He and his are not neglected by the gods. Beauty is the bait which with delight allures man to enlarge his kind. I was really too honest a man to be a politician and live. The poets are only the interpreters of the gods. Where there is reverence there is fear, but there is not reverence everywhere that there is fear, because fear presumably has a wider extension than reverence. Strong minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, weak minds discuss people. To find yourself, think for yourself. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. That was today's episode about the legendary thinker and philosopher Socrates. Thank you for joining us, and we hope we made you think. We would be very happy about a like and subscription. See you next time and stay healthy.